Well, the fun does not stop in the dumpster business. I rented a dumpster to basically my sister's friend, but let's call it a friend. Just purchased a piece of real estate, had a clean out crew come in, empty out the place. And of course, when you're working with a crew and a booking party, stuff happens. It's hard to know exactly how to handle it, but you might be able to tell where this story is going. Don't spray me, dude. We'll show you what this looks like. On a side note, got the brand looking on point. This is a good example of why networking is so important. I am currently at my buddy Tyler's, you can call it a farm, I guess. I'm at his farm. He's letting me rinse the bin out with his garden hose over here. So I'm gonna hopefully get a lot of the paint off, but at the end of the day, probably most of it's gonna be stuck at this point. It's been like an hour since I dumped it. Had to drop my kid off at school this morning. Man, those cicadas are going crazy. I know you hear that. So let me get started spraying this out and hopefully get it cleaned up. Well, it still looks like crap, but at the end of the day, it is a dumpster. That's all gonna scrape out mostly on the next load, I think. So I'm just calling it. I got stuff to do today. I can't be spending all my day spraying this paint out of here. Really annoying. It is what it is. I'm gonna call and have a talk with the client here in a little bit. My goodness. Well, that was fun. So, some major news. I have not told this to very many people. Only a select few of the people I talk to on a regular basis know anything about it. But there's a couple really cool things coming down the pipeline. For one, and this is public news already, we're doing the Tampa Dumpster Runners event November 2nd. It's going to be here once again, Tampa, Hudson technically, but my town, Newport Richey, Hudson. We're going to be hosting it once again. Already have over 100 attendees registered. So when you mix that in with vendors, realistically, we might push upwards of 250, 300 people. This is going to be double, if not triple the size of any of them that I've done in the past. And the even greater news is I'm doing it completely free for attendees with giveaways, including a dumpster. So you can register for free, walk away with a dumpster, set of rolly skates. I know there's going to be some other little, smaller giveaways and like benefits from companies like Docket and Cougar and Rolly Skate and Evolution and Streamline Financial. I know they're signed up as well. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anyone at the moment. Got a nice handful of cool stuff coming down from them. Event is going to be from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. on a Saturday. So if you have time to make it, that'd be fantastic. We'd love to have you out here. The second set of news, which this is the part that I haven't told anyone, I am going to be selling my roll-off trailer and possibly all of my Texas Pride equipment. Now, why am I doing that, you might ask? I am not getting out of the business, but I am making a change. So Evolution is currently producing me a new trailer, similar in spec to the one that I have now. It is actually going to be 2 10K axles is the game plan. So it'll technically be a 20K trailer, derated to 16K this time. So even a little more beefy. Still reeving, still gooseneck, still keeping my green colors, but there is going to be a couple unique parts of it that you have never seen before on a roll-off trailer. I just wanted to throw that out there. I think that's going to be really cool. With the trailer is going to also come some bins. So I'm getting more inventory, new trailer, repping Evolution from now on. They're helping me out quite a bit with this event planning, and now I am jumping on board the ship, going to be rocking one of their roll-off trailers. So lots of cool stuff coming down the pipeline. I am really excited for everybody to see what we got going on, and I am really looking forward to this event because this is going to be the biggest and baddest one that we have ever done. If you are able to make it, be here. I will be unveiling the trailer for the first time at the event. I will also have some really cool bins that are getting done with it. So all in all, if you want to see the unveiling of MAXCO's new trailer, come on down and see it. Now, another really cool thing that we're doing is I am partnering up with Evolution so that the trailer that they produce for me is something that you can easily call and order from them with, you know, not having to spec it all out. Just call up and say, hey, I'm debating what I want to call it, right? Do we call it the MAXCO bundle or do we call it the Max Pack? I like the Max Pack. I think it's pretty slick, but I am MAXCO. It'd be cool to have MAXCO branded on, you know, well, not necessarily branded on the trailer, but branded on their order sheet if you wanted to order the MAXCO spec trailer. So all in all, still between it. What do you think? Should it be the MAXCO spec trailer or the Max Pack, or is there another cool name that you think we should call it? Let me know. I'm interested. I don't really know. Another cool thing, just to throw it out there, this is unrelated to stuff actually going on in my life, but more of the like educational side of what I do. So I love music. I absolutely love music, but I rarely listen to music when I'm in the truck. It's almost always podcasts. Most of the time educational, if not slightly entertainment with education in it type of content, but generally speaking, it's going to be educational stuff. I have recently discovered, and I've heard his name thrown out there before, so I know there's guys out there that have been watching. I've recently discovered Mike Andes. So someone had posted the video he did for a dumpster business out in California that was struggling, lots of debt, whole 9 yards. Clicked on that video, watched some other videos. Now I've just been like binge watching all of his content. I've been doing a handful of his podcasts. One of the podcasts breaks down all the chapters of his book. It's him reading his book, which I thought was cool. So in a nutshell, Mike Andes, really good mind on him. If you haven't watched his content, go watch it. He does predominantly lawn and landscaping content, but he has this YouTube show. I think he calls it the Business Turnaround or something along those lines. He does a show on YouTube that's done really well. It's almost done to the level of like an HGTV, like Fix Your House type of show. But he essentially flies out to different businesses across the country that are struggling or taking, too much debt or running out of cash or XYZ, you name it. Businesses failing in some capacity and they need to figure it out and do something different, try to pump the show or pump the business back up. So one of the big takeaways that I've gotten from a lot of the Mike Andes content is I have been in a defensive position for most of the time I've run this business. I've been in business 3 years. This is my first real go at a business. I did open up a detailing business when I was much younger, but it didn't last very long. I ended up hurting myself and shutting that down pretty fast. But in a nutshell, I have a wife, I have children, I have bills, I have, the fear of a recession, going out of a global pandemic, like you name it. The last 3 years have not been the cream of the crop as far as it's not exactly the most prosperous and blossoming time of society. Now, it's always the best time to start a business. There's never a better time to start a business than right this second. But the fear of all the things going on in the world and the amount of weight on my shoulders has kept me defensive, right? So I haven't spent a lot of money to generate leads. I've been looking to find ways to keep myself from getting overextended, so I haven't been taking on debt. I haven't been, very aggressive in my attack to sales, things along those lines. But I think it's time that I have figured out the foundation of what I am doing. I've got a good head on my shoulders for how the business is run day to day, and I feel like I currently know how to attack things. And if I were to get enough leads, I'm at a point now where I feel like I could scale this very quickly, right? So going into the offensive, what does that mean for me? That means it's time for me to start spending a lot of money on things like Google ads and Facebook ads, and trying to scale equipment and find my way into more commercial sectors, do more business to business, like trying to find contractors and commercial roofers and stuff like that. And one of the cool things that has happened this week, which I am super excited to see where this goes, is I have approached my church. So the church I currently attend, I don't know if I could call it a mega church, but it's a big church, right? Lots of people, big facility, lots of growth. So they have added a school that this is their third year now, having the school that they're running. They have plans over the next 2 or 3 years of building this gigantic building in the back, multiple stories, whole 9 yards. They have just announced 2 weeks ago that they are building a ginormous sporting complex in the front. So essentially it's going to be like 5 basketball courts, an ice skating rink. They'll do hockey, like you name it. They are going to have really cool stuff going on. And with that means a lot of construction. And with a lot of construction, you guessed it, they're going to need a lot of dumpsters. Now, they need dumpsters. I want to be able to service their dumpsters, and for what they need, it would be a great way for me to get my foot in the door by introducing them to the concept of them buying dumpsters and me servicing them. So I spoke to the pastor. He connected me to their head of construction department, and I reached out to him a couple days ago to set up a meeting, see if we can't talk our way through the process and find a way for me to get my foot in the door. Because there's no way I can be competitive when you look at me against some of these bigger companies in the area. So a lot of these companies that are, like Waste Management Republic, for us, Peterson's is a local one, but they're like a big local one. They have hundreds of cans, maybe even thousands of cans. They can drop a dumpster for a month and charge less than what I charge for a week, because at the end of the day, I need to turn those cans. I want to have them on a new job site every 2, 3, 4 days, and just does not make sense for me to do month-long rentals. Now, if I were to do month-long rentals, for example, to service what they need to service, it would take 6 to 10 dumpsters. I mean, on the grounds every second of the day. I don't have 40 or 50 grand to shell out to put them on jobs and rake in thousands, low thousands, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 maybe a month, plus my dump fees and all that, and just have them sitting there. It's just not logical for me where I'm at in the business currently. But I have a good connection with Evolution, right? I got a good dumpster manufacturer that's not too far away from me that can put together some dumpsters for me, brand them in the colors of the church or the construction company, and have them buy them and put them on a weekly or bi-weekly rotation where I just wake up and dump them on such and such date every single month. So I approached the head of construction guy with this idea. I said, hey, if you guys are okay with footing the upfront expense, you can retain the asset, sell it when we're all done. I can give you other companies that can help you out if I wasn't able to, that kind of thing. And we can come up with a service plan where I just go and pick these up, make my money, and you save tens of thousands of dollars every year. So I mentioned this to him yesterday. We sat down and he loved the idea. So it looks like we're gonna start with at least one dumpster, and then from there get a feel for it, probably order a bunch more dumpsters, make the decision on how many we're going to end up with, what the service is going to look like, how much we're spending on everything. If we can dial that process in well, then it can get to the point where every single week or every other week, however we want to slice and dice it, I can rake in, with no money out of my pocket, thousands of dollars in just servicing dumpsters that are sitting there. I don't have the maintenance expense. I don't have to think about them, anything along those lines. Life just moves on. So he loves the idea. We're gonna start with the one. I'm gonna end up probably getting them up to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 dumpsters here in the next 6 to 12 months, I think. And I am going to be adding a subscription model into my business that then brings me in income as well. So I'm up in the clouds right now with the potential for this relationship and really looking forward to it. But before we wrap up our meeting, he goes, hey, take this number down. And he gives me a name, gives me a number, says, this is such and such, call them tomorrow. I'm going to let them know you're going to call them today. Call them tomorrow, let them know this is the head of my roofing company. I go, oh, that's cool. He goes, all right, take this name down. So, another one. So I write the name down, take this number down. Same thing, I'm going to tell them today, you'll call tomorrow. Give them a call tomorrow, introduce yourself, let them know, that you're going to be helping us out from now on. So not only is this going to be a great relationship with potential for the church, but he also, so he's a general contractor, heads all of the construction projects happening at the church, but also has a roofing company and a general contracting company where they're building homes and remodels and all that kind of stuff, where he also is running, so he's running 3 or 4 companies simultaneously and wants me to help them out with all of them. So that one, shot in the dark, that one put a foot forward and ask for that contact, looks like it's going to line up for me servicing his roofing business, his contracting business, and the church all at the same time. So this could be a huge, huge, huge growth and expansion of MAXCO by the grace of God. And I am really excited to see what the future has in store. So this is your little push to tell you, just get out there, start talking to people, network. I have been doing so much networking in the last probably 4 months. I have spent every second that I possibly could working at my computer or out in the general public, meeting new people, getting involved in new groups. I've joined a BNI group. I've joined what we call the Hub Pro group, which is Hub is local to us. BNI is a worldwide organization, but they're just ways to connect with other businesses, with other people, get your name out there, get your story out there, start building relationships. As soon as I get done with this video, I'm dropping my kid off at the house. I'm going to meet up with one of the BNI guys. We're doing a one-to-one. He's a tile installer. So if you don't know what BNI is, it's a networking organization, and essentially you get together every single week, talk about your business, talk about how the other people in the group can best help find you work. Essentially, you explain your services, things you look for, type of people in the community that you would love to be helping provide your service to, and then everyone in the chapter is supposed to go out there and kind of try to find that referral for you, right? So meeting with Nick today, really excited for that. I think that'll be a really cool addition to the relationship. One of the things that I might present to Nick is co-ownership of one of my Texas Pride dumpsters, to where he gives me a decent chunk up front, but I retain ownership of it, and I just do a low service fee, he pays dump fees type of thing with him. But the cool thing with being a tile installer is if he's just loading it with tile, I can dump it for free. So pretty cool dynamic, and I am excited to see where that relationship goes. But if he doesn't want to, like split ownership, essentially, I might even talk him into getting his own little 10-yard can, brand it in his colors, brand it with his logos, and once again, I can just service it for him. So that is one of the cooler aspects of working with businesses, especially businesses that you develop relationships with, is you can get into these kind of unique scenarios where, it's like I could deck out a can just for him and have it at every single one of his job sites. Now he doesn't have to pay one of his guys to go out there to the dump, service the can, all that good stuff. And I might even be able to save him money while we do it. So really exciting stuff. Gonna go meet with him now. Y'all have a great day out there. Thank you for tuning in once again. I can't tell you how much I appreciate the people that tune into my channel, because it is such a cool thing to think that you guys would spend your time listening to me blabber. Until the next one, everybody, stay busy out there. Have a good one.